Rapterra is King's Dominion's all-new launched B&M wing coaster, and it will become the tallest and longest wing coaster in the world, being over launch wing coaster, being over Thunderbird at Holiday World, but not quite over Furious Baco for the fastest. It opens next year, of course, for their 50th anniversary in the Jungle Expedition section, so it has the green track and jungle theming, very similar to Toombili. In terms of actual theming during the ride, it's got those archways on the launch track, but there isn't really a keyhole element like a lot of other wing coasters, which is kind of a shame. But it does have that weird wave turn-like element at the beginning, which looks pretty fun, honestly, along with 3 other inversions, including a dive loop, 0G roll, and a corkscrew. But yeah, this coaster should be a great ride for this park, and maybe one of the better coasters there. At least top 5, probably more like top 3 maybe, behind Project 305 and Twisted Timbers. But they also provided a POV, which I will show you now. So the ride begins with a slight right turn out of the station, and you go under these archways to start your ride. Then you immediately launch to 65 miles per hour and reach a height of 145 feet, which is pretty similar stats to Thunderbird, and the eventual length is 3,086 feet, which is, yeah, maybe only like a foot longer than Thunderbird, so it's barely beating those stats. But yeah, you have that wave turn, you have some kind of twisted airtime hills and turns. It's not the longest ride in the world. I think it's like 40 seconds, which is pretty average, but still, I think a decent length. There's that corkscrew. But yeah, it takes these elements with a decent speed with this airtime hill too, and this, what they're calling a 360-degree Raptor roll. But I mean, it's pretty much just a 0G roll, and then right into the brakes. So yeah, this is a great addition for King's Dominion. Really the only wing coaster in the area. I guess the closest would be Wild Eagle, maybe at Dollywood to here, which is not, I guess, kind of close, but not super close. This is pretty different to that ride with the launch. And then, yeah, so maybe third in the park, as I mentioned previously. And then, yeah, it's our first coaster in, I guess, only 3 years. Hasn't even been that long. Now, as a replacement for Volcano, I mean, I think it's a worthy enough replacement with a launch. Maybe going to be the third best coaster there, which Volcano probably was. Is it going to be as good as Volcano? I mean, probably not. Certainly not as unique. But I think it's a worthy enough addition. I'm sure this cost a decent amount of money, probably more than Volcano originally did. Takes up a good plot of land. I'm sure it looks great. It goes over a lot of the pathways. So I think overall this is a pretty good addition. And hopefully we'll see some other coasters like this to come next year, possibly Canada's Wonderlands, maybe Premier Rides dueling launch coaster next week, which I'm sure to make a video on. But yeah, be sure to subscribe for more content like this and other theme park videos in the near future.